enemies, and he ran as fast as possible and was lost to sight. That means he is very much known to that place. So where is the bush? Where is the trees? Where are the uh, narrow places to run and to go out of those enemy parts? He is very much known from that places, and he doesn't be got by the enemy. And what happened to those enemies? The enemies gave up. Gave up means they have failed to catch that boy, and they stopped looking for that boy. And what did they do? They turned their attention to the crawling figure of the pilot. Now the pilot is unable to walk now. He was crawling on the ground, and he was crawling into the bushes of that place, but they were ready to catch the pilot now. A few minutes later, the little boy stood at the sentry post of the army unit. Then what did boy do? He ran as fast. Then he stood at the sentry post of the army unit. Sentry post means starting gate. There will be watching people. Those are called as sentries. So he stood in front of that, and he was so much uh, feeling thirst, and he said, "Take me to the commander Sahab. There is something I have to deliver to him." Then he shouted, he said to the sentry that he to take him to the commander. Then he wanted to say something to that person. Then what did the sentry say? "Little boy, you cannot go to the commander Sahab. No one is allowed to go to his room unless it is very important." Then what does the sentry said? Sentry said, "No, you are looking a small boy. How can I send you to the commander's office?" Because we will not send you to that person unless there is a very important thing. Then he said, "What I have is very important. It is from the pilot whose plane was shot down." Then he revealed. He said that what which the thing I have bought you now is that very important, because it is from the person who has been dropped from the plane which was shot down now itself. Then he said, "You mean the plane that just crashed? A rescue party has gone to look for them." He said, "You mean the plane just now crashed? We have seen all of us." Then is this very important about that pilot or about that plane? Then he said, "Yes." What does the boy say? "Yes. I had gone there to bring him back to safety. The enemy was after him. He was injured and couldn't walk. He gave me a packet. I must guide the seer to the officer and show him where the enemy lines are." Then he said, "This is very important. I know I have gone there and I wanted to bring the pilot safe to the safety place, but the enemy is after him and he is very much badly injured and he is unable to walk. So he gave me a packet to hand it over to the commanding officer, and it is very important. I have to show him where the enemies are and where the enemy lines are." That means he is very much known about all the place, about that place. So he wanted to show where these enemies are lying and where these enemies are coming and where this person is lying in the bushes. Then the sentry spoke into the field telephone. A Sipai came to the sentry post and took the boy to the commander Sahab. Then he said, "Okay, this is very important, I think." Then he called to the other person in the field telephone. Then a Sipai came to the sentry post and he took to the commander Sahab that boy. Then he asked, "Who are you? And why did you want to see me?" The commander officer asked. He said, "Okay, you're the boy who saw the plane crash over there. Then what do you want? And who are you first?" Then he said, "My name is Makbul Bhatt. My father was awarded a medal for bravery. He died fighting for the nation. My mother and I live here now. I was watching the plane when I heard an anti-aircraft gun fire and saw the plane become unsteady. That means he said, my name is Makbul Bhatt and my father was awarded for bravery. That means his father also a Sipai and he might be working in the army and he died fighting for the nation. When the war has been begun, that my father has been participated and he fought for the nation and he has been awarded for the bravery and he died over there. And now my mother and I live now. So both we are living here itself. So now I saw the plane watching and an anti-aircraft. Anti-aircraft means which is another aircraft which is not our belongs to our country. Anti means against enemies. So that aircraft it has shooted the plane and it made the plane unsteady and I saw the person falling from the plane and he fell to the ground and he was badly injured, maybe fractured about his legs and hands. So he's unable to walk. Now the enemy was just a little distance away. I ran to bring him back by a shortcut. When I reached him, I found that he could not walk. He was bleeding profusely. He told me not to worry about him, but to try and get this packet to you and tell you that it must reach Ambala tonight. It is very important. So see, he said,